Hey, my Facebook, YouTube fan and friends out there. It's me, Young Leo Akio here. How y'all doing? Today is May the 5th, 2016, and I am happy. I am so happy. I'm so excited. You know why? I'm gonna tell you all about it in a minute. Welcome to my Auto Modified Sport channel. Here you guys. I am excited because you hear anything? You hear that sound? Yeah, you hear that sound. The engine. My 98 Mitsubishi Eclipse 2.0 liter 428 block engine GS model non-turbo is up, cranking, running, guys. The engine is finally running. I've waited so long for this day. It's been like years and months, and I've been rebuilding it, and finally guys, it's up, cranking and running like a champ right now. You know, I just haven't drive it yet, but I will later on. I just want to make a short video. It could be a short video, it could be a long video showing you guys here while I'm doing the break-in process. The break-in right now is in the break-in mode right now. I just start cranking it up. It's not my first time cranking it up. I cranked it yesterday with some of my mechanic already, and I'll tell you a little bit about my mechanic too later on in a minute. So you want to use, this is the alternative transmission oil for my transmission. Okay, I use, as you can see my other video, I use all M-Soil oil. I bought all M-Soil fluid products to for my engine to crank up and break in. So like here's my transmission. It's NBT350. I don't know if you can see it right. I might have some little camera issue of the blurriness and the clearness, but this transmission is an NBT350, and this is the only alternative oil for that. Instead of you want to go to the dealership and get you like a $25 quart, so expensive. Just get this, only 10 bucks, 13 bucks, and buy 3/4 of it. I use two and a half already to fill it up. You want to fill up your transmission fluid with this and engine oil. This is the break-in oil, okay? So you wanna use the break-in oil during the break-in process. And this is my M-Soil dominated coolant boost. I use half of this bottle with fill up the radiator, you know, the coolant, fill it up. And I haven't used this bottle yet. I'll use it. Right now my gas tank is like half tank. So I'm gonna fill up my gas tank, and then I'm gonna use about half of this bottle, you know, and that's to clean the gas tank. It's the PI Performance Improvement Gasoline Additive Concentrate. It will clean up my whole gas system after that. Now back to the break-in mode. You want to use break-in oil. You can use break-in oil or any additive, you know, don't matter, it's up to you. But I did research. I go by the research and the overall what people use, then I'll use it. So most people will use break-in oil for their first rebuild engine. For their rebuild engine, they'll use break-in oil. Depend on your engine. It might take 4.5 like mine. Take 4.5 quart. I bought 5 quart. I put 5 break-in oil quart in there already. So it don't really matter. Don't put less. Put a little bit more or just enough, okay? And then check everything. Check all the wires. It's all, you know, tightened up, you know, all together, so it won't touch the heats or anything. All the hoses installed with clamps and everything. You know, install whatever needs to crank it up. Now my engine doesn't have, I didn't install the power steering, and I have the AC compressor, but I didn't install the belt for the AC compressor or the power steering belts or the pump. So thing is, my mechanic, I asked him to install, I shouldn't, I shouldn't have asked him to remove it, but in North Carolina, they will pretty much need you to install the power steering. So I probably have to do that by myself after I ask him, and they're like lazy or something. They don't want to install that for me, and so they didn't do a really good job either. They did a lot of things wrong too while they were trying to put my engine back together. I was gonna finish all by myself, but I was so busy working and everything, and I didn't. I hired them. I paid them a little bit. I paid them to finish it up, just and I paid them good too, And they all they did is just and it's almost done too. They just need to put it back together and crank it up. And they charged me, and they didn't do a good job either. Just for example, like the power steering pump, they stupid. I don't know why I asked them to put my power steering pump back on to the column and all that. They don't want to do it. I think they say it's okay, you can pass inspection, but I doubt you can pass inspection unless you know someone. And then another thing he's trying to play me is when I redo all my engine wire already. Okay, it looks nice and clean. At this point, the distributor plug in and the camshaft sensor plug in. He switched it. He says, okay, they're all the same. They can be plugged in either one device. I'm like, no. Each sensor and each plug-in, you need to plug in right. He didn't listen to me. That's why we couldn't crank it up. We tried to crank it up for like 20 times. It wouldn't crank up because of that problem. And he come out here and trying to figure it out about the relay. He thought it was some relay problem. So it took him 2 hours to figure that out. And I think he played me too. At the very end, they try to play me. Just trying not to have me crank it up. They're probably jealous or something. I don't know what the hell is going on with them. But I fixed the problem. I actually the one who switched it over, right? The camshaft sensor plug-in to its own plug-in, and the distributor plug-in to its own plug-in. And voila, bam! I went in and cranked it up, and it cranked up. You hear that, guys? Here's the muffler sound. My muffler sound kind of good too. It reminds me of my Integra 1.8 liter. So we try to crank it like 20 times, right? And I was so happy because there's no check engine lights. But there's a problem is there's an oil light. You see? There's an oil light, which could be dangerous, just kind of like the engine light too. So we came up, he kind of checked, and I'll show you guys what happened. Here, while I'm here, I'll show you guys this. You want to turn on the heater fan high and turn it on high, okay? And have it running for 15 minutes. Then cut it off, okay? I already done mine like twice already. So that way your coolant, temperature and everything, it works with that bottle too. Because, we remember I mixed the cooling bottle with the coolant. And so have it run for like 15 minutes, And I only installed one fan. I didn't have the AC fan because my AC is not working anyway. I don't want to have AC or whatever. That's why I don't have no AC belts. But I did install the radiator fan for the engine, so whenever it gets hot, it automatically turns on. And hey, I'll show you about the leaks. Okay, there's actually the oil lights. He says either the oil pump that's bad, but my oil pump is brand new and I installed it right. All the timing part is brand new, so it cannot be an oil pump. Now I'll show you guys. You see that green plug-in? Yeah, that green plug-in right there is for the oil pressure sensor. And I only see oil dripping from the ends of the plug-in. I don't see it dripping from the sensor thread, which is really odd and weird, I don't know, it's probably the wrong sensor. It's probably I installed the wrong sensor. You see the oil leaks? Just a little bit at a time, like it's not leaking that much, But it's weird that it leaks from the ends of the plug, which is very unusual. So I'm gonna find that out, I think it's the wrong kind of oil pressure sensor, because before I had one from the junkyard and I had one from this original car, but one of it is lost. So I don't know if I installed it, the one from the junkyard or from my engine, really. So the next thing is I'm gonna have to rent a tool. Like he said, he's gonna check for me, but I doubt I'm gonna call them back again to check for me, like my mechanic and stuff. Cause I'm like, that's it. I pay you guys that much. That's it. I'm done with it. I don't want you gotta keep coming back and doing wrong thing and say wrong stuff and coming up with more money and stuff. Yep. And then I'm gonna have to go to the AutoZone to buy me a new oil pressure sensor. That oil pressure sensor is pretty cheap though. It's only like 20 bucks, and you can find it anywhere. I found it online on eBay too, and sell for people. Several people selling it, and there's several of them. You know, it's easy to find. But it also could be an oil pressure switch too, which I didn't find it out yet. It's probably inside the car somewhere, and it might have a switch. It might not have a switch. If it does, I'm gonna check on that too. If the switch is bad, you know, if the switch is bad, yep, that's the problem. Or the oil pressure sensor is the problem on this case. So that's the only problem. Is a little bit oil leaks from the ends plug of the oil pressure sensor. That's all I find out. It's the leak there. And and uh, and yesterday when we clearing out the first time, we saw some green lubricate coming from, you know, from the head gasket. And we thought it was like a head gasket leak, but really it's not. He told me, you know, it's the green oil from the machine shop, that when they redo my block and stuff like that, and they have to put lubricant on there. And you know, when they redo your block or you buy a new engine, they're supposed to put some engine lubricant in there. You know, it could be green or so, it could be, you know, engine lube or whatever. So that's what it is. So when I do a break-in, all the oil, the green oil has been pushed out, you know, because it's thinner than, you know, regular oil. So I was shocked too, but it was not a leak, so I'm happy now. And if you guys see some smoke coming up from the header, you know, some smoke, it's normal, okay? If you see some smoke coming up, there's supposed to be a header, a shield right here. I'm going to install after this. You don't want to install it yet, because right now you want to check for leaks, so don't install it yet. But you would need to, because it's real hot, so you don't want to touch it. So I got it it's not a brand new battery, but I got it for real cheap at a battery store, and that's what they do. I got it for like 40 bucks. It's real, you know, nice, instead of 100 bucks from out there. Just connect everything right. Check all your fuse box, your relay, all of them work before you crank it up. All right. All your fluid level is level, right? You know, don't have it too short. You know. So I didn't install the windshield wiper system, blade system yet. I'll do that, you know, later on after I put a tire on everything. So you know, you want to rave it up. You want to rave it up to about 2,000 to 3,000 RPM only, you know. If you can, have it raised up for like 20-30 minutes. I didn't do it because I didn't have time, and I'm making a video here too while I'm doing the break-in. And this is my second time doing the break-in. So I'm pretty much done. After an hour or so, I can just, you know, either dump all the break-in oil and change the oil filter, because then you will see all the residue and the guts and all that from your engine, you know, from a brand new engine that they just rebuilt. You see like residue, dirt and all that, and contaminated stuff, even aluminum stuff, you know, you see in your oil filter, and even it's in your oil pan too, and it will be in your oil when you dump it out, you know. So you want to do that first, or however. Okay guys, I'm gonna make a next video. It's been 15 minutes, so see you in my next video. All right guys, it's gonna be part 1 here. I'm gonna make part 2 video in my next video, so come and see. All right, thanks.